Hey all, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to look at something kind of interesting. It's this. It is the G2 Optimus Prime. This is the deluxe class one that came out some years ago now. And a lot of people still say that this is like their go-to for a G2 Optimus Prime, and that this was a fantastic update. It was also used, I think by BotCon, as a version of Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. And when I first saw this, I thought, wow, kind of a small deluxe, but there's a lot here that surprised me. This guy is full of surprises, and we're going to explore them all in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light 'em up, baby! Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All that in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course you can hit the join button right here on YouTube at any time and become a channel member. And this is G2 Optimus Prime. This is the deluxe one. Now, funny enough, somewhat recently I had an opportunity to look at the, I'm not going to say the original G2, I think it was the 2006 reissue of the original G2 Optimus Prime, and that thing is really impressive. It was impressive then, it's still impressive now. We also looked at, not that long ago, the new Legacy update of G2 Optimus Prime, and I liked it even though it kind of gets a bad rap. In the midst of both of those reviews, I had a number of people comment and say, you know what, this one is still my favorite. In fact, years ago, while thrifting, I think I got drift, and this sword came with it, and I had no idea who or what it belonged to. Now I know. This came from our buddy Razorbear. Is it as good as people have said? Yes? No? Maybe so? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And I don't have any box, I don't have any instructions, I kind of don't have anything to go with this. This is the Transformers 2010 Reveal the Shield Deluxe class, Optimus Prime. And it's really like the, I guess the G2 update. Like we had the G2, in fact I looked at the G2 back in episode, when was that? 974, I want to say. And I looked at the Laser Prime from the Legacy series in 975. So I looked at both of those not that long ago. The original G2 Optimus is fantastic. Not my Optimus, because of the big shoulders and stuff. The Legacy one is great as well. But I still had people in the comments and in social media posts and whatnot say, yeah, but this one was the best one. And I said, I don't know, because I've never encountered it. I also know that this is the body type, the mold, if you will, that ended up getting used for Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, at least originally. We're going to see how it works out here for Optimus, and I'm going to give you a spoiler now. The next review we're going to do will be the recent Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, and luckily now I'll be able to kind of put that next to this, and you can judge then for yourself which body type and which Magnus you think would be the better one. I digress. In this case, like I said, we don't have anything, so we can kind of jump right into the truck. He rolls quite well. I like that if you don't have the translucent orange going back here, at least you still made the windows orange. Also, when you fold them into the chest, you can look through the translucent chest windows and see a matrix inside, which I think is really cool. There are some nods here to, I'd say, the live action movie, like with the flame deco. Certainly the flame deco being as intense as what it is here on the hood. And that's a pretty intense flame deco. There's some blue here, there's some black here, there's some gray here, there's some red here. I like that his sword goes back here and kind of fits in with his trailer hitch, which is cool. No trailer. Man, oh man, that's the bummer here. No trailer. Nevertheless, let's try and do the transformation. I'm probably going to stumble this a bit. It looks pretty intuitive. Like, here are the arms, here's the abs, here are the shoulders. I know this is the chest that comes down. I assume up here is where the head is. By the way, this rub symbol does work where it was revealed the shield. I like how clean the back is and how clean the truck is. We'll see how this goes. If I mess something up with the transformation, then I'm going to tell you now, I do definitely apologize. But remember, I'm doing this without any instructions. So where will I begin? Let's split the legs and take his sword out first. And the sword really just kind of pegs into a couple of areas. It's really, I tell you what's really interesting about the sword. I ended up actually getting this sword, and when you take it out, by the way, the whole trailer hitch, I didn't know this till right now, the whole trailer hitch goes along this runner right here to come down, and it goes in around the handle to create a hilt, and it solidifies the handle. When I got a Generations Drift thrift shopping, this sword was in the box with him, and I didn't know who it belonged to or what it was, so I ended up with a G2 Reveal the Shield Optimus sword by accident. Okay, cool, whatever. So we do have that. I'm probably not going to actually put it in his hand because while he apparently can dual wield it, I have heard that putting it in his hand can cause stress marks because apparently the hand is just like slightly too small. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I don't know if I want to risk it. I don't know. We'll see when we get there, I guess. So we have that out. The arms, I guess, come to the... Yeah, we'll take those to the sides. The feet, they come down, and yeah, that's a heel spur, so that's nice. Foot down, and a heel spur. These tires do anything? I don't think so. If these tires do anything, folks, you can let me know, because I'm really not sure. I feel like they should, though. Ah! There you go. Yeah, okay, so this one slides up, and then I don't know if this one's supposed to do anything or just stay down by the foot, but these two slide up. I was going to say, I felt like they should be up higher on his leg, just so they're not like all together on the lower leg there. Okay, so then we'll take these two shoulders out. We're going to... Duh, that really wasn't as hard as I was making it out to be. You stick your finger in under here and you just push the head back all the way. The head flips up and then you can bring that whole thing back in. The windows on the side, they go pushed in all the way. And once you have them in, assuming I have them in all the way, once you have them in, then this whole chest piece comes up over and fits down. Then this comes up on the back and these fold in. I'm going to turn the elbows this way and put these down. I guess they stay like that. That way, and wrist like that. Boom. I think these panels from the doors are just supposed to stay here on the arms, but boom, in the end, here we have him in his robot mode. So I went ahead and I put the sword in his hand. I will note that the wrists, both of them do have slight stress marks. So do both of the thumbs. Well, that thumb for sure. There is a wrist rotation, but it's small. The hand can kind of go in. The fingers don't open or close or anything. We do have an elbow to 90 degrees. The shoulders can kind of go out, not as far as I'd like. We have bicep swivel. We have a head that can go left, right, up, and down. We do have a bit of a waist. It's hindered because of the back here, but he has a waist wiggle. Let's put it that way. Leg forward, leg back, thigh swivel, slightly under 90 degrees at the knee. We have an ankle tilt and hinge forward and back, so it's like a ball joint and a hinge. That's pretty good, and they are toleranced quite well. He has big, hefty feet to stand on. Okay, so the transformation is interesting. Most of it is pretty intuitive. Most of it I was able to figure out. I just had to kind of figure out how to do the Can the arm go all the way around? Yeah, the arm can go all the way around. Neat. You just had to kind of figure out how to do the head. That was the only thing for me. There's a lot of translucent plastic on this guy. A lot. If you don't like translucent plastic, then I don't think this is the dude for you. I don't mind it, but there's a lot of orange translucent plastic in the chest, in the shoulders, for example. And he feels small, I guess because he's the deluxe, but he's 92 grams. He's a big deluxe. Okay, so the transformation, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think it's pretty good. I think it's all right. The coloration, I mean, it's G2 Optimus. We do have the silver. The blue is mostly where it should be. We're missing the red on the kneecaps. There might be a couple of other red paint apps that we're missing. It's not bad. I'm going to give it a solid 9. And the articulation is decent. I wish the shoulders had a little more range of movement than what they have, but it's not bad. I still like that the whole shoulder piece at least goes and moves with the arm when you move the arm. I'm going to say that the articulation is about an 8 as well. I think that overall, this iteration of G2 Optimus Prime probably clocks in at about an 8. It's all right, but it's not perfect. And here we are again, and here he is. So there's good and bad here. First, I thought he was small for a deluxe, but at 92 grams, he's actually kind of hefty for a deluxe. A lot of it seems to be kind of hidden internally within his body. I also like how the actual cab comes up to become his chest. It's not a false chest. That's kind of cool. And how the two sides of the hood do come down to become the shoulders, just as it should. The legs are a very intuitive, easy transformation. The head flip kind of confused me for a moment. Finagling and fiddling these pieces on the back is, I don't want to say frustrating because that's not right, but you got to do it kind of as you're going along, I find. Again, I'm doing this with no instructions, but still, I was able to figure it out, no problem. In terms of the look of the guy, it's a pretty darn good look for a G2 Optimus Prime. Granted, the proportions like the chest might be a slight bit stylized because there's a bit of an influence in the truck mode here of, I think, the live action movies. But it's just a nice little nod to what is otherwise a pretty fantastic version of G2 Optimus Prime. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his trailer. I would argue that this is a bit too small, but the transformation is pretty good, and the look is pretty good. When it comes to the articulation from the waist down, the legs and the ankles and the knees of this guy are pretty great. I mean, granted, I guess, the knees could be... I guess if I wanted to bring that out around to his thigh. I don't think I've done that, by the way. If I wanted to bring... No, it doesn't really make any difference, actually. Go figure. Doesn't make any difference. I'm just going to leave it back there. The knee could be a little bit deeper, but we do have great ankles, and there is a nice thigh swivel. And, honestly, while the waist is just a waist wiggle, it's certainly functional enough. The elbows and the hands are pretty good, though, to be fair, it is scary putting the sword in his hand. I've heard of stress marks at both the ball joint of the wrist and at the thumb. This version might have just a couple of them, but nothing major. The shoulders are okay, but there's a ton of translucent plastic up here, so if you don't like that, then you're not going to like his shoulders. I like this. Do I necessarily think it deserves all the hype that it seems to have gotten? I don't know about that. Some of it might be nostalgia, but there is indeed a lot here to like. Is it a perfect version of G2 Optimus Prime? No. It was also the body type and the mold that was popular when, I want to say it was BotCon. I think it was BotCon. It might have been the Collectors Club. I get those two confused sometimes, but it was the Fun Pub days when Shattered Glass was originally done, where Ultra Magnus, for all intents and purposes, had been beaten and wanted to be able to stand up against Optimus Prime. So what did he do? When Optimus Prime took this body type, so did Ultra Magnus, and we actually got an offering that was released with this body type for Ultra Magnus. It's okay. For sure. I see it. You got the shoulder pauldrons and whatnot. You got the chest. I understand why they did what they did with this mold for Ultra Magnus and the body type. That said, I feel like this would be kind of small. So in the modern era, would it make more sense to use the, say, Siege or Earthrise Ultra Magnus as a Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus? Or would it make more sense to use the Legacy? Well, you know what? We'll explore that next time. For now, this is a pretty alright version of G2 Optimus Prime. I do think the Legacy is better. However, is it fun and is it functional for what it is? Absolutely. This is one of those examples where I don't know if you necessarily need it for your collection, but if you have it, I think it's a nice little gem to add. Dude's fun. What more can I say? Let me know what you think about this iteration of G2 Optimus Prime. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your very valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube at any time and become a channel member. Hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us. And don't forget, man, that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.